What we got going here is about 25% race and about 75% demolition derby. I've had a lot of fun with VINwiki videos and did a lot of Motor Trend videos, and it kind of gave me a ramp into the YouTuber world. But I'm a race car driver, basically. That's how I was born and raised. And I heard there was an opportunity to maybe join Cleetus McFarlane and do the Freedom 500. It was in cop cars. I love cop cars. Crown Vics, fun car. And this budget endurance racing I've done, I've driven a bunch of them in these races, and then they're fun. I drove one that had a stripper pole mounted to the roof and real live strippers that danced on the pit stops. WeatherTech racing history right there. The same ones that sponsor the IMSA series. Thank you, David. And so what an opportunity. Somebody bailed out. Cleetus contacted me and said, hey, we got a spot. You want to come down? I'm like, hell yeah, brother. And so we go down there, and there's all these Crown Vics lined up, and I had made some big magnetic stickers of the Flying Moose, which is my own sort of logo. It's for the Volvo that I race, the cheap Volvo, and all these are lined up, and we've got some like real drivers. There's a NASCAR guy there, I can't remember his name, sorry. And he's in a Toyota, by the way, which was interesting. We have 20 Crown Vics and one Toyota Camry. And we're all looking at like, how fast is that thing gonna be? We all got the same car. Travis Pastrana was there. Tanner Faust was there. Haley Deegan was there, real live NASCAR driver, a woman. And a bunch of YouTubers that some I knew, some I didn't, people I didn't know. Looked like it was gonna be a lot of fun. No practice. Qualifying was, you come out of the pit lane, floor it, do 2 laps around the track, first time I've ever been in the car, and I think most of us, and that's your qualifying. Shoot, it was fun, it felt good. I think I was 6th or 7th. I was right there with Pastrana. Race lines up, and we start, and the cars have nitrous oxide in them. They're pretty much a stock cop car, except they have nitrous oxide. I love what Cleetus McFarlane channel does. I love to watch them. And now to be part of it was cool. Huge crowd. They introduced everybody, and they knew me. They knew me up there. I didn't really fit because, I was kind of a race car driver, but I was also a little bit worried about being a target for that reason. We get going, and pretty quickly I realized what we got going here is about 25% race and about 75% demolition derby. These YouTube guys, they don't know what that wall feels like. The Freedom Factory, the wall's not padded, at least not yet, like in NASCAR, because that's expensive. I figured out some things. One, you got to go into the corner really, really, really fast, because if you don't, 3 people are going to hit you from behind. And as a road racer, I want to kind of go in and set it up and get an exit. I've done virtually no circle track racing. So even though I have a lot of race experience, not much circle track. And my Crown Vic was fun. You just kind of left it in second gear the whole time. There were a couple of tricks, like Cleetus's car builder. His name's Kevin Smith. Kevin runs these races, and he builds the Cleetus cars that you know and love, like Ruby, and they're usually drag cars. And the El Camino, what do they call that thing, the mullet or something? Kevin helped me out, because I've raced with him in real road races, and he's good, and he's a great guy. And one of them was like first gear on the restarts. So we get going. Pastrana hits me real hard, trying to take me out, but I got good car control. He's not trying to take me out. He's just racing. Because the rules are not as strict as what I'm used to as a pro driver. And the YouTube guys, there are no rules. These guys, a lot of them know. They're not going to beat me and Travis Pastrana and Tanner Faust on driving skill. The Toyota Camry disappeared real early. I got a feeling that the NASCAR guy started thinking about his career and his wife and his children. Because if I'd had a wife and children, I'd be thinking about them. I got a stepdaughter, Kelly, and I was thinking about her. because it was hairy. It was fun, but the level of risk was higher than what I'm used to. But I found a good place because part of the key is every restart, don't race. And there were a lot of restarts. You know, when there's a crash, they go yellow and pick up the crash and everybody lines up. And they had a Summit Racing was one of the sponsors of Cleetus McFarland and of the Freedom 500. And they had a van with like a 600 horsepower engine that would do burnouts and as the pace car. I mean, it would do burnouts as the pace car. The show is just fantastic. I mean, I would like to have been in the stands watching. And about a third of the way into the race, I wished I was in the stands watching. Because I was like, you know, I could get hurt. These guys don't understand what that wall feels like. Or if you bounce off that wall and somebody hits you in the door at 68 miles an hour, it's a big deal. And right in front of me, somebody drove into the back of Haley, got her all sideways. She slammed the wall, and I went, ooh, that was big. And real early in the race, I think it was Heavy D, I'm not real sure, lost it in front of me. And I was lapping him, by the way. But anyway, he lost it in front of me, went right across the front of my car, and I'm doing a hard left because he's heading for the wall, and he's going to bounce off the wall. You got to be like play billiards when you're racing on a small circle track, and those cars are going to carry him off and figure out the angle to miss him. He was next to me. We got the windows down in the front of the Crown Vics. When he hit the wall, I could feel the shock wave. I am not kidding you. I could feel the shock wave that came off that car when he pounded that wall straight ahead. We're racing. I got hooked up with Tanner Faust, and I kind of got my way past the YouTubers, got with somebody who could drive, and I'm like, I'm going to stay right here for a while. Like, this is a 200-lap race. We're doing 5 to 10 laps before there's another yellow, but it's me and Tanner, and we get away from Travis. I don't know what happened back there, but I didn't see him anymore. And it's me and Tanner. I don't try to pass him. And we can get clear of the pack and kind of run for a little bit. And it's like, I got a little breathing room. You don't win the race until the end. I don't have to be first right now. But on every restart, first gear, number 1, number 2, go early. Green flag, schmeen flag. And you don't have to go real early. And another thing I learned from pro racing, this is a good clue. You don't floor it immediately. Because if you do, everybody behind you can tell. When you go, you roll into it. And it buys you another half second. All I need is a car length. Give me one, because those people are right on you. And they're gonna punch you out of the way in the next corner. You just count on it. I was doing something right because I would run with somebody good for a while, and then they would come back to me and they would slide wide and I'd drive right under them. And from about halfway on, I'm leading. I'm first. And there's crashes. Cleetus had a bunch of spare cars, I think like 7 or 8 spare cars. But, you know, if somebody would wreck a car, they could run and go get another car and come back. Tanner Faust did that. And they even kept him his position. I don't know, they calculated it. And like, I know that's a different car that Tanner's in ahead of you right now, Randy, but he's still ahead of you. I'm like, okay, let's race, you know? It's a show. It's a show, but I don't want to get hurt. So I'm leading. And I just do the same thing every time. There's a yellow, everybody stacks up. I got all these wild men and women behind me. The pace truck comes out. We ride around a couple laps. They pick up the wreck. Pace truck pulls off. We go down there. I get down to first gear. Go early. If I can get through the first corner, I'm good. We come down to where there's just 5 laps to go and there's another yellow. I'm still leading. Kevin Smith is with me. He's like second. I have not touched my nitrous button the whole race. I've been saving that. And I'm not even sure it's going to work, to tell you the truth. When there were 10 laps to go, I hear the announcers. Everybody had radios, but I hear the announcers say, All right, everybody, we want you to hit the pace car, which is a line from Days of Thunder. And I'm going, oh man, I'm not surprised though, because it's a show and the crowd's like, woo, yeah, hit the pace car. Travis Pastrana comes roaring by me. A couple more cars go up there and they're hitting the van. They're hitting it. They knocked the rear bumper off. It's just a fiberglass cover, but they knocked that off. They're hitting him. I'm leading. I want to win this race. I'm like, I'm not going anywhere near that thing. I'm dodging parts and the other cars. And then they line everybody up again to restart. We restart. I'm leading. I'm first. Kevin Smith, I'm pretty sure, is behind me. He's second. And then there's one more yellow. There's like 5 laps to go. We all line up again, side by side. Pace truck comes out and they clean it up. Pace truck pulls off. We restart and we go, right? Not this time. There's a crash. They're picking it up. We line up. We've only done about 1 lap. We come around. Green flag. No pace truck. It probably was broken. They hit it. It probably had a flat tire or something just 10 minutes ago. No pace truck. I am sound asleep. I am not ready for this restart. I'm in second gear. I'm not in first gear. I'm not leaving early. I'm not nothing. Kevin's on the nitrous. Long gone. I see him. Wah! And I go, this is not good. I just didn't notice. I'm sure they probably gave us a white flag. I don't know, maybe not. It was a Cleetus race, Freedom 500. Kevin's gone. Nitrous, first gear, he's gone. 3 or 4 cars are all around me as we go into one. Oh man, somebody hits me hard, knocks me super sideways, but I got good car control. And the Crown Vics are stock, so you can turn the wheels a lot. Catch it, I got this. I back up to third, okay? Kevin's up there, unless he blows up. But there's one more car, and I'm going to call out. I'm pretty sure it's Adam LZ. And he's doing a pretty good job. And I catch him, and I try him, and I get next to him up the back straight. Pretty sure it's the last lap. Next to him going down the back straight, inside, and I'm thinking, I wonder what he's going to do, because YouTube. Sure enough, wham! He hits me hard, but he's outside, right? It's pretty hard to spin a car from the outside. Hits me hard. I'm like, up yours, jerk off. Pull through, and we finish second. And so, first loser, I'll take it. And I meet Adam after the race, and I'm going, dude, you hit me. And he goes, oh, I didn't hurt you. It's not so bad. I'm going, yeah, I guess so. But when you race your whole life and somebody just takes a shot at you like that, it feels personal. So it ended up being, like I said, mostly demolition derby, but I had a great time. And my proudest moment was after the event, a friend of mine sends me a picture of a car carrier. It's the Cleetus McFarland car carrier going to another event where they do their drift shows and burnouts and all that fun stuff. And my car is on the car carrier. It's got the Flying Moose sticker on the side of it. Guess what? It was virtually the only car that was still usable. And I was proud of that. And I'm very thankful to Cleetus McFarland for letting me be part of the Freedom 500.
5 years ago, the first sponsor we ever had here on the VINwiki channel was Caffeine and Octane. Now, they're our local Atlanta Cars and Coffee meetup that I've been going to for 15 or so years now, but it is now the largest monthly recurring automotive gathering on Earth. Now, you'll also recognize Caffeine and Octane from their television show, and the next season of that airs very soon on Motor Trend. In their quest for further automotive world domination, they just bought the legendary Lanier Motor Speedway, which is across the street from Road Atlanta. So throughout the next year, we're going to have a lot of amazing events there that you'll be invited to join. But the coolest project they've deployed lately is called HighOctane.tv, and it's a free streaming network that you can access from any smart TV, Roku, Fire Stick, smartphone, or a computer, and it'll give you access to a ton of programming, including all 5 seasons of their show, some content from creators we love like David Patterson, That Dude in blue, and a ton more. Soon there will be some content from VINwiki on there as well. So visit the link in the description below to learn more about the amazing world of caffeine and octane.